The journey back to Umuoma was long and exhausting. With only 2 small bags and heavy hearts, Mama Naomi and Ruth walked for hours, stopping only to rest under the shade of trees. They had no idea what awaited them, but they kept moving, believing that somehow God would make a way. As they finally entered the village, people began to recognize Mama Naomi. An elderly woman selling vegetables looked closely at her and gasped, "Naomi? Is that really you?" Within minutes, the news spread across the village. Mama Naomi has returned. Neighbors came out of their houses, surrounding her with surprise. Some were happy to see her, while others couldn't hide their shock. One woman whispered to her friend, "Look at how much she has changed. Life has really dealt with her." Another replied softly, "She left this village with her husband and 2 sons. Now she has returned with only 1 young woman." The words pierced Mama Naomi's heart. With tears in her eyes, she looked at the people gathered around her. "Please, don't call me the Naomi who left this village years ago. I left here with laughter. I have returned with sorrow. I left with a full family. I have come back with empty hands." The villagers fell silent. No one knew what to say. An elderly man stepped forward and gently said, "No matter what has happened, this village is still your home." Mama Naomi managed a faint smile. She and Ruth were taken to the small family house she had left behind years ago. Time had not been kind to it. The roof leaked in several places. The walls were cracked. The compound was overgrown with weeds. There was no food in the kitchen, no money in the house, nothing. That night, Mama Naomi lay awake, wondering how they would survive. Early the next morning, Ruth noticed that Mama Naomi had not eaten. She quietly walked outside and looked toward the farmlands surrounding the village. Then she turned back to Mama Naomi. "Mama," she said gently, "please don't worry. Let me go and look for work. Whatever I find today, we'll share it together." Mama Naomi hesitated. "My daughter, you don't know anyone in this village." Ruth smiled. "I may be a stranger here, but hard work speaks every language." Mama Naomi held her hands and prayed, "May God guide your steps and place you where kind people will find you." Ruth smiled, tied her wrapper firmly, and began walking toward the farms. She asked several farmers if she could help harvest crops in exchange for a little food or a small wage. Some ignored her. Some turned her away without listening. Others simply said they already had enough workers. The sun grew hotter, but Ruth refused to give up. Just as she was beginning to lose hope, she arrived at the largest farm she had ever seen. The cassava fields stretched as far as the eye could see. Dozens of workers were busy harvesting. At the entrance stood an elderly supervisor. Gathering her courage, Ruth greeted him respectfully. "Good afternoon, sir. My name is Ruth. I'm looking for honest work. Even if it's just for today, I'm willing to do anything." The old man looked at her for a moment. Before he could answer, a black SUV slowly drove into the compound. All the workers immediately stopped what they were doing. "The boss is here," someone whispered. Ruth turned to see a tall, well-respected man step out of the vehicle. She had never seen him before. She didn't know his name, and she had no idea that this single meeting was about to change her life forever. To be continued.